Hello, my butterflies. Welcome to the new year. I am so excited to get started. So, we have great things coming for the Divine Purpose program and then also for my channel. So, the glow up is real and I am excited to be back. Much needed break. And so, let's get started. So, today the topic is going to be why I love Delta and why I sought Delta. So, as you know, or you may not know, so let me go ahead and educate you. Founders Day is coming for Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, and that is going to be on the 13th. So I'm super excited. And so I'll tell you a couple of things that just attracted me to Delta and made me really love Delta. And so that is what we're going to talk about today. And then in addition, I will be trying foundation. My brown skin girls, we have such an issue with finding the perfect color for our foundation, and then when we do, we try to stick to it. But because my channel caters to youth, I want it to be a foundation that is affordable and milk. And where is that? So let's get started. Okay, so first things first, of course, we know I need some chapstick. We already know that. So let me go ahead and gloss up my lips. And in true fashion, I don't care how much I prepare, I'll always leave something out. So all of my glosses are usually right here, but I'm guessing in my ripping and running and going all over the place, I probably took them out and put them in my regular purse. So let's see what I have in my makeup bag that is right next to me, because I definitely need something. And I can see my Carmex. Let me see if I can reach it. Now, if I fall over this thing, don't laugh. Or if you do, I don't know. Hold on. Okay, perfect. So, I already washed up my face and did my eyebrows, which I think it's time to do them over. So, when you get them micro bladed, it is a time when you need to get them done over and get everything touched up. So, let's get started. So, I am trying Fenty this time. So I want to try Fenty to see how it works, because it is a little bit more affordable than the milk product. And the milk product like never goes on sale. That's a whole problem for me, because y'all know I was ready on Black Friday and Cyber Monday and Think About It Tuesday and everything else. So it wasn't on sale. So may have to go with something else. So let's try. So why I am in love with Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. I absolutely fell in love with Delta because I am all about giving back and things like that. Now, all I believe, and nothing I am saying is speaking for Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. I am telling you why I am in love with Delta, and I became a Delta. Okay, so let's just make that very clear. I love anything where you give back and there is a true passion for your. Oh, I didn't prime. About to one-handed this. There's a true passion for giving back, and you don't just talk about it, you really do it. So when I was doing my research, and by the way, if you are interested in joining any of the Divine Nine sororities or fraternities, your first step is always to do research, right? So you want to do your own research. So you pick what is best for you and what you absolutely love, because that is what you will be a part of and be representing forever. So you want it to be something that you love and that you're passionate about and you believe in, okay? So that's my caveat as well. So the first thing that I saw was that immediately after becoming incorporated or founded, like the they hit the ground running. So the next, this is probably a no-go, y'all. And the color is good. I could just see where there's going to be a lot of this needed. And with Milk, it wasn't. MAC as well. MAC just all of a sudden makes me itch now. So the coverage on this is a little bit sheer. Okay. Whatever, girlfriend. Gotta try things out, right? So they hit the ground running. So there was a women's suffrage march that Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated participated in immediately after founding the organization. So they did not, and it's nothing wrong with it. Again, this is my preference. They got together and founded, the 22 founders got together and started Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated and hit the ground running. So that to me, and you have to think about a year during, 1913, when obviously we didn't have a lot of rights as, I'm just speaking for women of color. As women of color, we didn't have a lot of rights, and women in general didn't have a lot of rights. And so at a time like that, to be brave enough to step in and do your part to protest against something and fight for the rights of something that is a little bit scary during that time. I commend anyone, even now, that can step out and be on the front line of fighting for a law to be changed, or one to be implemented the way that it should, or to go back and revisit things. That is just amazing to me, and it's where a sense of my pride comes from. So I love knowing that I am a part of an organization that are trailblazers, that are not afraid to step out into a space where we are not welcome and fight for us to be welcome, and fight with intelligence, and fight with a sort of grace, a grace that is just amazing. Even looking at the photos from the Women's Suffrage March, I can just see, I don't see fear. I don't see fear in any of their faces when I'm looking at the pictures. And when I picked up a book, and when I read a book about how, different ones felt, and every, there were a lot of people that were passionate about things back then, but they just were not in a place where their bravery got them to step out and be in front of. So as long as you're working, I think that is good. So some are better behind the scenes, or some are better, and some are okay to be in front of. But these women stepped out like it was nothing. Like, let's go. Like, I'm ready. Let's go. And that is, it just is, it's very emotional for me too. So this is why I try not to talk about things that are important to me. It's easier for me to write about them, because the pride that comes from it is just phenomenal. And so knowing that the women and founders of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated were right in the front line. They were not afraid. Well, I'm sure they were afraid, but they didn't let their fear overcome them and make them not step out and do what was right. And so because of them, I am, because of them, I seek ways to be a trendsetter. I seek ways to do it different and do it better, not just for people or women of color, but also for anybody that is being wronged. And so for me, that is a huge contributor to why I just wanted to join such an illustrious organization of strength and determination. And then at the same time, I began to do research on the founders, because it's nice that this information and history has been captured and it can be shared with the rest of us, right? So the first president of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated was also the first woman in the nation to obtain a PhD. That type of, again, pride for me, that you were the first in the nation to obtain a PhD. You did not allow what you saw around you hinder you and make you only think about what was safe and inside of the box. Because of you, I am. Because of you, I can think bigger. Because of you, even with fear, I can step out and say, oh, I want to do that too. Or, you know what, I have a bright idea. You know, I want to do this and do it different. The innovation and the courage to be on those front lines, to be those first. Can you imagine what that's like when you are walking into a space where you are not exactly welcome as a woman, and then to also not exactly be welcome as a woman of color, as a Black woman? And these illustrious women did it and made it look easy. They made it look easy. And so those are the things that attracted me to Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. I love saying that that is the sorority that I am honored to be a part of. I love being able to, if I want to, not just reach inside of the US, but also reach outside of the US and be a change agent and a supporter of so many things that are beneficial, not only to our community as Black people, but also of other communities. There is nothing that we do that necessarily shuts anybody else out. And for me, that is amazing, because you want to be the change that you want to see. And so you have to do things different. You have to do things different. You have to treat people the way that you want to be treated. You have to consider the underdog. You have to pave a way, and I think that that is just phenomenal. So that is just such a sense of pride for me, and it makes me smile. I love it. I love when I'm on a project or a different committee where it's something that I never heard of or even thought that I could just volunteer with a particular organization and make them, help them out and give them the support that they need. I've met a lot of people that have nonprofits right in my own backyard that I can reach out and help. So when I'm getting ready to donate clothes or something like that, there is a direct connection. And I love being able to touch and see where the contributions that I make into the community can go. Now, I still have my favorite ones, of course, that are really big organizations that I still partner with for, like Susan G. Komen and things like that. But I like being able to have a direct impact on the city that I live in and the city that I come from. And so for me, when I looked at different organizations, I found that I felt in my spirit that this is an organization that is not, although really, really huge, figuratively, like they're not too big to get their hands dirty. For Habitats of Humanity, they're out there building a house just like anybody else. They're not just cutting a check, which, if that's what you can do, that's okay. I mean, all of it helps, but I like to see the hands-on part, the connection part, because a lot of times when you are dealing with something in the nonprofit world, meaning who we partner with and things like that, the piece that is missing is the human touch. That's the piece that's missing. So for some of us, it is much easier to write a check than to show up sometimes, because it is time consuming. It is time consuming, and it is okay, and it's a bit much sometimes. But I love that there were so many posts and pictures and things like that out there with Deltas doing things and being recognized for this and recognized for that, and our honorary members. Oh, really? Crayon case? Y'all, this daggone. I shook up. Oh, perfect. I shook up the concealer to get it ready to go on my face, and oh, it went all over the place, honey. Okay, girlfriend, don't worry. And I don't need all this concealer. You literally need a drop, so just wasted that. But I loved seeing the impacts made on the community. I just loved everything. Actually, I'm just going to keep it 100. I loved everything. And so there was no need for me. My decision was made as soon as I researched the first thing and the founders. So it was amazing for me, and to see how much it is kept up after all of these years, that legacy, that feeling, that impact on the community, the purpose, all of that, the mission is still being fulfilled today. The sorority is still filled with women trailblazing, making an impact on the community. And it's more than just the colors or the stump and the things that you guys see that you think is really fun. Yeah, of course that's fun. But there's a lot of work that goes into that. And then, you know, I told you guys about the step show that is happening in February 2020. I'm sure those funds are going somewhere that is going to impact the community. So again, even through having fun and doing different things and getting out into the community, the proceeds, the purpose, the exercise, the all of that still goes into the community, and I just think that's phenomenal. So that is why. And then I have one other reason that occurred to me after I became a Delta that I thought was really interesting. So I'm all about how things align, and then it's like, oh, well, this was meant to be, right? So the high school that I went to, the colors were red, black, and white. And then the college I graduated from, same colors. And then our colors are good old crimson and cream. And I said, oh my gosh, everything aligns. It was meant to be. So that is my other thing. I like things that are that align. I think it's so dope. I like to make everything have a purpose and link together, so then I don't forget it and it's super important, and it just is awesome to me. So those are a couple of reasons why I love and am super proud to be a part of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. And you know what? While I'm at it, because there's just so much to share, and I want to, let me cut that eyebrow. I know I can't see from this far. Now, what I will tell you is this foundation is not itching me yet. It's not making me itch. What I will say, though, is I don't think that it's full coverage. I don't think that it's full coverage. So the milk product is like very, it's interesting because it's very sheer, meaning it doesn't feel heavy, but it is still perfect. But it's still it doesn't feel heavy, but it looks full coverage. So I really like that. Okay, so what are some other amazing things that Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated members have done, or wonderful things that I think? So the Head Start program, I think that that is phenomenal. And I mostly think it's phenomenal, well, because it's just phenomenal. But I also think that it's awesome because when, you know, people, I was a part of the Head Start program. So I've always really loved going to school and education and stuff like that. And it was because my mom started me in school really early, and I was a part of the Head Start program. I'm going to pat this in. I was a part of the Head Start program, and I think that that is awesome. So it is a program that was in my community where I could go to school and learn early, and it's before kindergarten. So when you go to school, you're even more prepared than someone that may have entered in kindergarten. And it's in areas where, well, it was when I was little, in areas where I feel like it's really needed. And what else do I like? I like Souls for Souls. I love that one. And let me tell you why I love that one. Because, of course, I love everything because it's giving back. So anything with giving back, that's where you could find my soft spot. That's where you could find me loving something, is in that space. Okay. And anything wet, you have to set. Yes, I gotta talk to myself. We're at 23 minutes. So I'm using my chalk dust. Whoosh. And let's see. I'm just gonna set it a little bit. Let's see if this works. Okay. Souls for Souls I love because when we do our May Day, when we do our May Day every year, or when we did it last year, we collected shoes for Souls at that time. And I have a shoe problem, but I needed to, it allowed me to give things away. And it allowed me to give things away and know that they were going to a place where it is needed. And I just feel like sometimes, I'm only talking about myself, we have an abundance of things that we have, and we don't really use them as much. And if you really sit back and think about it, there's someone that really actually needs it. So it allowed me to, what do they call it? I can't think of what it's called. What is it called? Like when you downsize. I was looking for another word for downsize, but it's where you downsize. I want to use Watch Me Blush. I've been seeing everybody use Watch Me Blush and do a whole look. So let me see if I can do it. And I want to see. Let's do a natural look in 30 minutes. Ta-da. I don't know. I could do that. We're going to try. Let's see. Okay, so I'm using my blending brush. I am going to, I want to do naturals to like match this color. But I will be using the Old Banana. So I want to try berries. I want to try berries and then go from there. Don't judge me. I'm trying, y'all. I promise I'm trying. Oh, this cleanup about to be real. Okay. But it'll purge. That's the word. It allowed me to purge and get rid of things. So where I had, you know, a couple colors of this and a couple colors of that, I was able to share. So I love that. Oh my. Okay. It allowed me to purge and share and know where things are going, because that's really important to me. I like to know where things are. I'm going to try Halo. I like to know where things are going because I don't know why, but I feel like when things are donated to bigger organizations, like I feel like they go through and pick what they want first. Nobody's ever told me anything like that. I've just seen it on TV. And so I just feel like that sometimes. But I love the Souls for Souls. What else do I like? Oh, man. Let me tell y'all. I love the GEMS program, Delta GEMS. And I love the Delta Academy program. So any of these programs that I am mentioning, you can go right onto the website for either your local chapter or the national website and look them up. I strongly encourage you, if you have daughters or sons 11 to 14, don't quote me. I will put it in the description box below. Young girls, and then the little bit older girls is for GEMS, and I think that is 14 to 17. I think that's high school years. But do the research. Check. But I think that those programs are phenomenal because they teach things like self-love, a little bit of STEM, getting you ready for, they just teach different things. Go on and look and see what it's for. But those, I love those programs. And then here's the thing. Listen. So in some areas where it is available, I like that color. There is also 29. There are also programs for the fellas. There's also programs for the fellas, so I like that Delta Sigma Theta sorority is really an inclusive. They try to be inclusive. And so when I think about my program and how we offer resources for youth in high school and their families, it makes me very proud that that my thoughts were in line with such a huge organization. That's kind of awesome to me. So I like that. And it's really important because I could very well have a program for just the girls in high school. But for example, if I am teaching the importance of budgeting and finance and things like that, and we meet, you know, once a month, twice a month, but the person that you are actually seeing do it is your parent, and they don't really know about budgeting, so everything that I am teaching you, you're not seeing, then it's kind of lost in translation a little bit. I really feel like it needs to be practiced and taught. So you need to also see it in the home. So if I have a parent that's like, you know what, Asia, girl, I just cannot get it together. I can't get it together. Can you please help me figure out a budget that is comfortable for me and my family to get us on track? This is the goal I have. Yeah, of course. Of course I will, because we want to improve the communities where we work, live, and do business. And I personally believe every organization should want to improve and have an impact, leave a footprint on the communities where they work, serve, and do business. Why wouldn't you? That is is going to directly impact it's going to directly impact you, right? So why wouldn't you want to? Let me see something. Because I don't know, child. I mean, it's okay. It didn't come out dark enough for me. Let me try. Okay. But yeah, so there are quite a few reasons why I particularly am in awe of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. I am in awe. I am honored. I am humbled. And I personally am not playing. So, I have these goals, honey. I have these goals, and I want to make my ancestors proud. That is a major goal for me. Because here's the thing. Being a part of a sorority or fraternity, it's a beautiful thing, but it is a responsibility. It is a responsibility. There is a standard. Clean my brush. There is a standard of what you should be doing and all that lovely stuff. So when you you are deciding if that's something that you want to do, let me conceal real quick. I need you to be thinking about, well, what can I give back? Is this something that I really want to do? There we go. Yeah. Is this something that I really want to do because it's a responsibility? And it's a beautiful one though, because you get to do things that improve life for somebody else, for yourself, for your community. And it's pretty cool. Okay, let's see how we do this. So, in closing, those are some of the reasons why I am proud to be a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, and I am super excited to celebrate our Founders Day on Monday, January 13th. And so it is going to be amazing. I'll make sure to share pictures on my page so that you guys can share it with me. If you have any questions about any of the Divine Nine organizations, each one has a website that you can visit to do your research and look up any questions that you may have about what the organization is doing, how to become a member, anything like that. And that will conclude my recording for today, my lovely butterflies. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video with everybody, okay? Everybody. There are great things coming up this year, and I'll make sure to continue to share them on the QueenTiti page and the Divine Purpose page as it applies. So there's been plenty of information shared about different scholarships that are available. So I will share them until the obviously the due date comes, and then I will go from there. So again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I don't want to keep you too long, so I will finish this look off camera, or I'll keep going and speed it up, and then no, I'll finish this look off camera, and then I will include a picture, and of course I have one on my website. So thank you again for joining, my lovely butterflies, and have a phenomenal week.